Hi, this is Gabe. Alright, so I'm going to demonstrate what I've done so far for my iOS SceneKit project so far. So, as you may know, if you've been following this vlog, I've been trying to create a skeleton mesh that looks kind of like this guy in Blender. I'll provide the link to the Blender download in the description below, but as you can see, its armature is meshed pretty well to the bone object, so the mesh objects actually move with the bones. Right, and I also have inverse kinematics, so the movement of each bone is dependent on the local bones around it. Now, I ran into a bit of a problem where when I tried to export it into Collada with a rigged armature, I ended up with something that looks like this, which, as you can see, doesn't really harken back too well to what I was trying to go for. So, opening up my Xcode project, I then decided to just test what it looked like without ridged armatures, and it ends up looking like this. As you can see, it has two really random cubes, one for the knee, one for the ankle. No idea why that is. But it doesn't move because it's not ridged. So what I ended up doing was just going to a link online and I downloaded this guy, Harvey Bullock, from the Batman comic series. And it's a ridged armature. The mesh is pretty good. The bones weren't connected, so I had to do that, but that was pretty easy. And I'll send you a link to that as well in the description section below. Alright, so now going to my source code, I can move this guy around. I isolated all of the bone objects, so right now I have the head moving indefinitely. It's repeating the action forever, which is the name of the action subroutine right there. So as you can see, it moves its head around. It doesn't really have constraints, so it's kind of moving its head into its body there. A movement that's impossible for most humans. Right, so now I'll do that with the right hip, left clavicle, right clavicle, and going down here, how about trying the neck as well? There we go. So as you can see, the parts that I specified are rotating indefinitely. Once again, no constraints, so it looks kind of dumb. Alright, so now let's comment these out again. Now what I'm working on is trying to figure out how to use like a FIFO data structure to try to get it to move over a predetermined set of angles and points in space. Now right now what I figured out how to do is change the rotation and position in space. So let's see what this does. So this should rotate among the x-axis 90 degrees, the right leg. And as you can see, since the leg starts here, that's about 90 degrees. Alright, I have to convert it to radians. But as you can see, it just automatically renders the image right there. What I'm trying to figure out is how to get it to transition smoothly from one point to the next. And I'm going to have a data structure of about 500 points. So as you move the device in space, the human on the screen should reflect that as well. Right. Well, that's basically what I have right now. Well, happy coding.